my willy is chilly this morning. So what we got going on is I've hired a local home builder who you will meet in a second, who's going to be doing the rest of the site prep for the house. So he's going to be laying the AB mix. So this is what we call AB mix. It seems to be a combination of angular gravel and fill material, and what Brad will do is he will lay about 3 or 4 inches of this stuff underneath the entire house. So we're going to be doing a slab on grade. So this adds a lot of strength underneath the slab to prevent any settling issues or anything like that. For the entire garage, there is about 4 inches of AB mix underneath the entire thing as well. So it's very common to do that out here. And what Brad is also going to be doing is he's going to be marking out and digging all of the, basically all the foundation and pouring all the footers. And we've got one stem wall area that's going to be in the mechanical room. Like I mentioned on the last video, the foundation is one of those things that I don't feel comfortable doing because it's definitely one of the most important parts of a home, especially with the ICF wall system. Those walls are incredibly heavy. So if the foundation is not done right and the walls are sinking, or there's issues with the foundation, it would be incredibly difficult to fix. So hiring somebody who's been doing this, you know, for 20, 30 years in the area is money worthwhile spending for sure. Some of you that live in the Benson St. David area may be familiar with this gentleman here because it seems everybody here knows who Brad Cooper is. So you are a custom home builder. Your business name is MC Squared Homes.
Correct.
And how long have you been building homes in this area?
About 22 years.
22. And about how many homes do you typically do in a year?
An average of probably about 5 houses a year.
So you're not just smashing them out, you're obviously spending a lot of time and doing very custom stuff for
custom
people.
Stuff. Lean
Right.
more towards the custom market.
Right on. So he's a custom home builder, but he is going to help us out specifically with the foundation and any of the concrete work. I will be relying on Brad's expertise in the area to help us out with that. So if you need any help in that kind of regard, check Brad out.
Thank you.
He shows up. He told me, he's like, I'll be there on Monday. And what is today?
It's Monday.
Amazing. Which it's hard to find contractors that, you know, are reliable. And Brad has been very diligent with answering all my questions and any concerns that I had. He's the man. So we're going to be doing basically a full time lapse of him using all of his machinery and planning out this house for us. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
So the first thing that Brad and Jason are doing is taking the AB mix from the bake pile there and just starting to smooth it out. I'm even getting out there and trimming down the one side of the tree there because I noticed that it was definitely getting in the way. And so you'll notice that Jason is spraying all the AB mix as Brad is smoothing it out, and that will help with the compaction of it. Brad and Jason spent about an hour marking out the outside lines of the wall, of the ICF wall. So when they are digging with their bucket, they actually move it about 6 inches towards the inside. And that'll make sure that the wall itself is centered right in the footer. thing that I was definitely curious about with the size of the pad is how Brad was going to be able to maneuver the backhoe all the way around and be able to dig things properly. But by the end of it, I was like, so that's how you do it. And having a big backhoe like that with a big arm certainly makes it a lot easier. The bucket on the backhoe is 36 inches wide. I think the engineer drawing said that the footers need to be 32 or 34 inches wide, but he only had a 36-inch bucket, so that means they're just a little bit wider, which is A-okay. So the guys definitely have a lot of confidence in Brad and his backhoe ability because they are definitely quite close to the machinery there. But you know what? They've got that level of trust and they're getting it done. Now with the footers completely dug out, Jason went around with the mechanical tamper and compressed the bottoms of the footers. And now it is my time to get in the mix here. So I'm going to be doing all the plumbing for the house with the help of a plumber out of New York, actually. So we're going to work remotely in that sense, and he's just going to basically guide me the entire way. So I need to sleeve some 3-inch drain lines that are going to be going down to our septic system that are going to be coming from the flush toilets inside the house. So I had some 6-inch pipe that was left over from the Aquamate water tank install that I did in Wickenburg. Those are the overflow lines, and they didn't need the overflow, so I took the pipe, and it definitely came in handy because I'm not a plumber, so especially with doing these sleeve lines and a 3-inch drain line that's going to be going through it, I didn't have to be exactly perfect with the pitch or anything like that, but I'm going to have the help of a plumber out of New York. His name is Mo. He actually did the in-floor heat for Jimmy DeResta's barn. And I'm really excited to work with him because not only is he going to help me with the plumbing, but he's also going to be helping me with the HVAC system. So once I was done with the sleeving, the guys went around and started laying all the rebar. That is number 5 rebar, so it is quite thick. And one common thing that I heard throughout doing the footers from Brad and even from the inspector that came around, he's like, whoa, those are really big footers. And you got to imagine that there is a 12-inch ICF block on top of that. So it's 6 inches worth of foam and 6 inches of concrete. And those are going to be going up over 20 feet tall in some places. So it's a lot of weight and it is a heavy wall. One reason why the footers don't need to be so deep is because we don't really have a frost line where we live. So we don't have to go with something that's, 36 inches deep or anything like that. Now, one of the most exciting days is definitely concrete day. So we elected to go with a small pump. And the reason for that is just because it would have been too difficult and a little bit too risky to get some of the concrete trucks in some of the areas because some of the soil was just so soft that it was almost pretty well guaranteed that a concrete truck would get stuck. So the two concrete finishers that you're going to be seeing in here, the guy with kind of pale yellow shirt and the guy in the plaid shirt, they are from Burr Concrete out of Tucson. And they were actually a part of the finishing crew that did the slab for the garage. And they did an awesome job, so I'm really glad that they're going to be back doing the finished slab inside of the house for us. As always, guys, I really appreciate the time that you spend watching my videos. And we got a few triggered Tracy's on that last video there. And guess what? You do 900 videos, and one video you do a bit of a funny accent, and then everybody just loses their mind. And one thing that Joe Smith, one thing that he told me, he's like, Derek, sometimes you just gotta chill and eat some mushrooms. Peace.